analyze them, then I'll also come back and also talk about my own perspective. So I'm just going to start with this particular one. The credit goes to the owner of the video. It's not mine. But I just want you to listen to what the person has to say first.
And everything you need today?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Oh, God. No.
Everything okay, ma'am?
It's just that you've only scanned a few items and it's already $60. I'm so scared.
Okay, I'm a trained professional, ma'am. I've scanned a lot of groceries. I need you to stay with me.
It's just that my in-laws are in town and they want a charcuterie board.
Well, this isn't gonna be easy, so I need you to be brave, all right? What's your name?
Patricia.
Trisha, all right. I need you to take a deep breath. We're about to do the cheese.
Oh my God! The numbers are going up so fast! Why do we have to be a Balderson's house?
Don't look up there. It only makes it worse. Keep your eyes on me, okay?
Can't you just scan something less expensive?
I can, but let's not forget, it's the little things that add up, all right? Now brace yourself. I'm about to do the mixed nuts.
Oh my God, I'm gonna pass out!
Okay, bite down on this, Patricia. Get ready. I'm gonna do the cured meats.
No, stop! I can't do this anymore!
It's too late. There's a line behind you, okay? You're locked in.
I'm not strong enough.
I know it looks like a lot right now, but I promise you, you're gonna get home and you're gonna wonder, what did I even buy? You've got this, Patricia. Get ready. I'm gonna weigh the grapes.
Oh, what have you done to me, you son of a...
Okay, your total's $257.84.
Oh, no!
You gotta dig deep. This is the hardest part. Patricia, it's time to pay.
Yeah, so this is funny, right? But this is the reality, right? Like a lot of you would testify that this is the reality of a lot of people right now. The cost of grocery is over the roof, and you know, a lot of people are complaining. Like I just saw this and I said I was gonna start this live with that funny clip. It's funny, but that's the reality of a lot of people, and it's not funny. Like, it's not funny. The clip is funny, but this is not funny. A lot of people are complaining. People are just trying to look for strategies, tips. What are other people doing to, you know, manage this cost? What are some ideas that they can apply? Like the question I got, actually, the person said that, what can I do? What can I do? The cost is just too much. And I was like, yeah, this is something so important, and I really, really need to talk about it. But before I dive into it, there's also another person's rant also about the cost of groceries that I just want us to listen to also.
I just need to rant for a moment because I was just at the grocery store and my total came to $220 for 2 bags of groceries. I didn't do any excessive shopping. I wasn't going crazy. I tend to buy store brands. $220 for a single person. In what world should 2 bags of groceries cost $220? I just need to rant for a moment because I was just at the grocery store and my total came to $220 for 2 bags of groceries. I didn't do any excessive shopping. I wasn't going crazy. I tend to buy store brands. $220 for a single person. In what world should 2 bags of groceries cost $220? That is more than half of my grocery budget for the month. We're doomed. I don't know how people with families manage. I don't know how single parents manage. This is absolutely insane. $220. And I'm not even talking about at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or a specialty store. I'm talking about at fucking Safeway, your friendly neighborhood Safeway. And this is after they apply the Safeway Club discount, which all of those are scams anyway, and I could talk about that another time, but absolutely crazy. I stood by the entrance with my phone calculator and that receipt and added up every single thing twice just to make sure, and the total was correct, $220. And what makes it even worse is that shopping in stores is so gross now. I've talked about this in other videos. You know, if you can find what you need.
Yes, so and the interesting thing is there are so many videos like this. If you go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, you're going to see a lot of them with people just complaining, just about the cost. But for me, I'm not really here to complain. Because one thing I know is it doesn't really matter what life throws at one. The goal is plan and try to strategize and see what will work for you. I feel like the life that we live in, there will always be challenges. Like, I mean, some of you who have followed me a long time, I would say that there will always be challenges. That's the life we live. Lots of challenges, different things, right? But what matters is what you do with the challenges that come your way, right? What do you do when these challenges arise? Like, what do you do? What plans? And I think that's why I actually came on live today. I was like, okay, I'm just going to break down some of the things that you can do. Despite the high cost of groceries, there are things you can do to help yourself, to make it better, to make it easy to manage this high cost of grocery bills. And then the first thing I would say is create a plan, right? Like have have a pantry list, and then have a meal plan. Not necessarily that you want to follow like like the way people create meal plans for food, right? But just have like a shopping list, something that is like your shopping list. You have that in a notebook if you want to use a notebook, or you want to have it in your phone, in a notepad in your phone. You just have like a shopping list of things that that you use at home, right? All the items that you shop for. So you have this, and that's like, for me, I feel like that is like the first step. It's very important we have a list. If you don't have a list, it's difficult, because then you go to the store, for example, and then you're shopping randomly, and I feel like that's what makes people spend more money. Because when you don't have a list, you just go straight into that store and you're just picking randomly, and you end up buying very expensive things. So that's one tip. Have that list, whether you're going to have it in a notebook or you're going to have this, online or on your phone, whichever strategy will work, but just have a list. Then the next thing also that is very important also is to shop smart. And one of the things I do a lot, I think I've said this here a few times, is comparing prices. Yes, you may think it's a lot of work, but it's very, very important to compare prices. Like, for example, I do things like I'll look at the prices in Walmart, I'll look at prices in ShopRite, I'll look at prices in Aldi. I look at prices of things and then I buy things. When you compare prices, it helps you to see great prices. And I also talk about the fact that it's also good to go for store brands. A lot of times all these store brands are cheaper. Another option also is that when you compare prices, you're also able to see sometimes ShopRite has coupons on some products, and Walmart may not have coupons for those products at a particular time. Now, at a particular time, Walmart has coupons on some products and ShopRite has no coupons. So when you compare prices, it helps you. There are times I go to ShopRite to buy things, and I'm in ShopRite buying things, and I look at the price and I'm like, oh my goodness, this thing is over by $2. And then guess what I do? I go on my Walmart app and I check the price of that same item. And then if I see that it's cheaper there, I'll pick that item and put it on my cart. But I'm going to buy this item in Walmart instead of ShopRite. Now, you may think that how much is the difference? $2. But I tell you, $2, $3, $4, $5, they all add up. And before you know it, you save $100, you save $150, in a month. And that's something, and that money can go towards buying maybe clothes for your children, towards buying other things. Not necessarily saving, because there's just a lot of expenses. But then that money can go towards buying other things. So I feel that shopping smart, comparing prices is great. Then another thing that also is awesome is also buying in bulk. But then buying in bulk also, you have to be very smart with buying in bulk. There are times that buying in bulk may be expensive. And that's why one important point also is to avoid waste. Excuse me. So sometimes buying in bulk, people buy in bulk and then some of the items get damaged, spoiled, and then that's waste, right? So that's why buying in bulk has its advantages and disadvantages. So you have to be very conscious when you decide that you want to buy in bulk, right? But buying in bulk helps, because when you buy in bulk, you save a lot. You have these items, and then instead of buying bit by bit, and then you're spending even much more. But there's some items that buying in smaller quantities are better than others. So you have to just look at it. And that's why, like, there are items I used to buy in large quantities. I realized, no, because when I buy them in large quantities, they end up getting spoiled. I said, okay, I'm going to buy them in small quantities so I can just buy what I need, and then I will avoid waste. So it's important to buy in bulk, but then you have to be conscious, to avoid waste, so you don't end up having a lot of things you buy and then they get spoiled, and then it's a loss, right? Then another very important thing also that I feel is that there are some very great items, right, that have cheaper alternatives. I know that a lot of times we have particular brands that we like, and you're like, it has to be this brand, it has to be that brand. I think for when it comes to groceries, sometimes is it quality, right? Is it quality, right? And if it's quality, then will it serve the purpose, right? So it's quality, it will serve the purpose. Then you don't need to stick to a brand, especially when things are very expensive. You don't want to stick to a brand. You go for an affordable brand, an affordable alternative. Yes, you like this brand. A lot of these brands just have this name attached to them, but if you get another brand that is cheaper and does the same thing and it's quality, then go for it. So that's another thing. Then another thing also is cook at home. Cook at home, right? Cook at home. Cook your meals from scratch. Sometimes cooking from scratch would help you to save more instead of buying packaged meals in the grocery stores, right? Cook your meal from scratch. Buy the ingredients and keep them in your fridge, right? And cook your meals from scratch. You will save a lot. You would save a whole lot. So that's another very, very important, I would say, strategy also. Yeah. Then another thing also is just reducing one's frequency to the shopping, one's frequency shopping. Because I noticed something, even if you have a list of items that you want to buy, but you go to the grocery stores all the time, you will realize that sometimes you pick things you never planned for. There's just that human nature. Sometimes I just tend to be impulsive, where you just pick things sometimes when you did not plan to buy those things. But when you reduce your frequency to the grocery store, or you reduce your frequency shopping, it helps you not to have that impulsive nature. So you can tell yourself, okay, I'm only going to shop once a month or every 2 weeks, right? Let's say you're someone who consumes a lot of fruits and vegetables. You can say, okay, maybe every 2 weeks, right? So you don't have to go to the store all the time. And because you go to the store all the time, you tend to spend even more. Yeah. So, then another very important thing also, I would say, which I've said many times again and again on this channel also, is the fact that it's important that you have like a budget, you have a budget, you plan, you can use different budgeting apps to plan. There are so many of them out there. I have videos. I've listed a few. You can check those videos. So there are so many of them. There's one popular one called Mint. They all will help you to just budget and plan, such that no matter what happens, you try to stick within the budgets you have for groceries, despite the high costs. Just stick within. Then, finally, I just wanted to add this last thing, that if you're listening right now and you're even struggling, you can't even afford groceries, I want you to know that there are so many support communities out there. There are food programs. That's if you're in America. If you're in Canada, the UK, I think, yeah, there are lots of food programs, food pantries that give free food. Some of them are churches. You just have to look online. You can go online and Google food pantry near me. Food pantry near me. You'll be surprised that there are so many food pantries around where you live. So, and that would save you money, right? Some of these food pantries, they provide you with cereals, potatoes, vegetables, fruits. You'll be surprised what they provide, and they provide healthy food. So it's not like they're providing you with scrap. They're providing a lot of healthy food. So if you're struggling with groceries and you just cannot afford it, you're just struggling, the cost of groceries giving you sleepless nights, please, there's nothing wrong in going for food pantries. Look for food pantries close to you and go get food for your family. I just wanted to add that as I end today. I was looking out to see if I would see questions, but I can't see anybody really asking any questions. Yeah, can't see any questions. Yeah, so that's all I really had today. I just really wanted to just talk about the the high cost of groceries, you know, and to just let you know that there's help out there. There's help out there. You know, if you're struggling and you just feel like, oh my goodness, I just cannot do this. I just cannot cope with the high cost of groceries. Please go to a food pantry near you. Just put it on Google, food pantry near me. You'll be surprised how many of them. And you can go to each one. It's not like they keep a record that, okay, you came to this, the one in, let's say, the street, you can go to the one in the next street. So you can go to 3 different food pantries and just fill your house with food. And, you know, and that saves you, you know, all the stress, you know, all the stress of trying to afford the cost of groceries. Yeah, but I hope that the points I mentioned helps. You know, if you have any questions, you can drop it in the comments. I always try to look at my comments from time to time. Like this topic was actually one of my old comments. I said I was going to come back to it. Yeah, so if you have any questions, even any financial questions that don't have to do with the high cost of groceries, you can also drop that comment. I would answer your question. Probably I will do another video and discuss your own topic. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day, evening, and remember, like I would always say, challenges are always a part of life. But guess what? They will pass, no matter how complex and difficult they are. They will pass. But guess who would always be here? You. So just choose to glow in all seasons of your life. Take care.